pressure that would have graced the final itself. A trip and a penalty. Eden Hazard, 1-0 Chelsea. And Sterling makes it 1-1. This semi-final is level once more.
That was last night, and Raheem Sterling giving Liverpool a very realistic opportunity of making the final at Wembley. Tonight, Tottenham will try and book their foot in the final as well, but they take on Sheffield United, who've beaten 3 Premier League sides already.
He's going to hit this with his left, and he's got it through, and Volta can't keep it out. Sheffield United go in front. It is party time. They are just one tie away from Wembley.
It's the second of the semi-finals then from the Capital One Cup. This time we're in North London. It is Tottenham against Sheffield United, and kick-off is 45 minutes away here on beIN Sports. Yes, we couldn't separate Chelsea and Liverpool last night. What about Tottenham and Sheffield United this evening? With me tonight, Alan Kirbishley, former Premier League manager, and Andy Cole, who won this trophy with Blackburn Rovers. It's nearly 13 years ago, Andy.
Wow. You show my age there.
Got the winner that day. What do you remember of that? You'd had a few titles with United before this.
Yeah, it was one of those ones that I always wanted to win. At my time at Old Trafford, Sir Alex Ferguson never used to play me in this competition. So when I went to Blackburn, I had the opportunity to win it. It was a great honour, and that was a complete set for me. So I can't complain now.
Good day. Graham
Souness, great day out.
Graham Souness, your manager at the time.
Yeah, it was a great day out. Because no one expected Blackburn to win, and to beat Tottenham. It was a special feeling because it's only small Blackburn, isn't it? But it's a great day out.
Yeah, it was the first trophy in
a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, apart from the Premier League, but a cup trophy for plenty of years.
Yeah, and a lot of the team as well had never been to a final. And I think a lot of the players will look back on that now and say, so we had the opportunity to win the League Cup. It's going to be very, very special. Yeah.
What can we expect tonight, Alan, of these two, Spurs and Sheffield United?
Well, obviously, Tottenham are overwhelming favourites, and a lot of people were saying they could possibly win the tie and everything tonight with this home game. And I think Nigel Clough has demonstrated, his side have demonstrated that there are no pushovers. They've beaten Premier League teams for the last 18 months. But this is a tough ask, I think, going to Spurs. But the one thing that I think that Sheffield United might have in their favour is the unknown quantity. That they will know, Sheffield United players will know who they're playing against. But I don't think Tottenham will quite know who they're playing against. And that will be a big thing for Pochettino, to get across the opposition, and without being disrespectful, they're 2 leagues below, but how dangerous they could be, and trying to get that across to his players.
Or maybe it's the other sides, the other Premier League sides that Sheffield United have played that have underestimated them, and that's why Sheffield United are in this semi-final. Right, let's get on to the teams then this evening, starting with Spurs. Now, this is the interesting one. Emmanuel Adebayor, he starts and captains the side. Vorm is in goal, as he has been in this competition. And then it's Davis, Vertonghen, Dia and Walker. Then Townsend, Mason is back, Stambouli and Eriksson, with Adebayor and Kane. That is 4 changes from the weekend of that victory over Sunderland. 3 for Sheffield United, going with a 4-4-2. It looks like Basham is back, which is important for them in the centre of defence. They got pace. Skugel is back in, Flynn at right back, and Jamal Campbell-Rice adding a little bit of pace down that right-hand side. So, Emmanuel Adebayor back in this side, and as captain. Discuss.
Well, to be fair, me and I was on about it. We mentioned that's football fear. The fans are not really endeared to him. He's had a few problems there, not just this season, last season, but to be captain tonight, anything can happen. He's the kind of guy who is spurred on by being captain. Who could play a blinder for Tottenham.
What's the manager trying to do?
Well, he's obviously tried to integrate him back into the team and with the fans, and basically saying, look, he's part of the squad. I'm going to play him, and I want you to get behind everything we're doing at the moment. And I can understand him perhaps giving him the game, but I can't understand the armband, I must admit. I think that may be just one step too far for certain sections of that Tottenham crowd.
Yes.
Because I think, they've got... they've got this thing about him. They're not on board with him. But as Andy said, perhaps tonight he can turn all that around, score a couple of goals, virtually take them to Wembley, and all will be forgiven till next week.
Yeah, well, exactly. It may not necessarily be the fans, though, but, you know, if you have a disruptive influence in a team, then how does it affect the rest of the team?
Well, from the outside looking in, that's what we keep hearing. But, you know, there's always two sides to a coin. You know, he had a tough time at Man City. He's gone to Tottenham, started off OK, and then he's gone for a tough time. But I don't think just on the football pitch. I think off the football pitch as well. He's had a bad thing, what's happened to him. And I think he's taken a bit of time. When he's fit and he's on song, he can be unplayable. You know, I've always rated him. I think he's a very good player, but it's about getting his head straight.
But perhaps it's a clever bit of management by Pochettino, actually putting him back in and making him captain and saying that's down to you.
Yeah.
You know, I think when he came on recently, it wasn't the best reception at White Hart Lane when he came on as a sub. So, you know, he's saying to him, this is your chance, go out and prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, and I think Tottenham are struggling in that area as well. If you look at Soldado, you know, he's not really getting a lot of goals, and I think he's low on confidence. So to give Adebayor the opportunity this evening, like Alan said, possibly get him to the Carling Cup final. Yeah.
OK, plenty more to discuss on tonight's match. Just to let you know, there has been a delay to the start of the game. It's been put back 15 minutes. You'll be pleased about that, gents. We can talk for another quarter of an hour. That's because Sheffield United, the team bus, has been caught in traffic in North London. If you know North London, it is one of the most difficult grounds to get in and out of. It's very much the A10. It's one road in and one road out, and Sheffield United have been caught in that traffic. So kickoff is delayed by 15 minutes. Last night, they got off on time. Chelsea against Liverpool up at Anfield. It turned into a real cup tie. And John Champion was watching this one.
Control by Ivanovic. Coutinho. Gerrard. Well, if that was a rangefinder, it was a pretty impressive one. Certainly discomforted Thibaut Courtois. Again, Cesc Fabregas getting the better of Emre Can. And then a trip and a penalty. Right in front of the Kop. Martin Atkinson points to the spot. No equivocation here. It's Chelsea's penalty expert, Eden Hazard. 1-0 Chelsea. Liverpool equaliser, possibly. Not the greatest delivery. Diego Costa goes down, clutching his face this time. Markovic. It was appealing that he was hit in the face. And a suggestion that he used his hand whilst lying on the floor. Sterling. Running at Cahill, and Sterling makes it 1-1. A lovely goal from 20-year-old Raheem Sterling. Taking on Cahill. It's Gerrard, and he's denied by the upright. The player that scored as many goals as he has in Liverpool Red, it remains fairly extraordinary that in 38 games against Chelsea he has scored only once. Sterling. Anderson. Sterling. Courtois. Twice able to respond. Sterling. Courtois came. Now, did he carry the ball outside his area? Martin Atkinson waves play on. Well, Courtois' momentum definitely took him outside the box. Sterling. Lallana! Really fine strike of the ball. And a good save from Courtois to match it. In the first leg at Anfield. Applause from Brendan Rodgers for his team. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1.
Delighted with the performance, disappointed with the result. I thought we thoroughly deserved to win the game. But we showed wonderful character tonight. You know, we went behind, I think it was the only shot on target they had, which was the penalty. So, but some of our play, our aggression and our defending and how we continue to take the game to Chelsea was very, very impressive. So that was a wonderful performance, and now sets up the second leg perfectly because for us, obviously, they're at home and they've probably got to open up a wee bit more for the game. But for my players, they were absolutely superb.
We played in the top of our potential. Liverpool did the same. Was a proper semi-final. I think a fair result. I don't think Liverpool deserves to lose this game because I think they performed really well. But we were in control. Maybe with a little bit more of quality in our passing, we could find spaces and could score more goals because the way they play with the three defenders, we have a lot of space to counter-attack, and we were not very efficient in our transition when we recovered the ball. But I think big game really, intensity, emotion, great semi-final.
I thought that was a great game. I thought, you know, and the cup competition that it is, you know, two big teams and really fighting to get an advantage. So, but I was really pleased with our performance because that shows the improvements that we are making. And as I said, the creation of our chances was very impressive, and hopefully, as I said, second leg, if we can put a few of those away, then you know we'll be in a better position in terms of the result. But performance-wise, I was very, very happy.
Oh, I keep saying the same. It's so difficult to play here, but I love it, and it's to enjoy. And really, when sometimes people consider the League Cup a secondary competition compared with the others, but a big club like Chelsea and a big club like Liverpool, they come to the competition, and we respect the competition this way. I think is good news for English football.
It was a proper cup tie, Andy.
Old-fashioned cup. No, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the intensity. Both teams tried to win it, and I thought second half Liverpool fantastic. I think that's the best I've seen Liverpool play this season. I think now they've got a formation that suits everybody, and I think Mourinho will be saying to himself, I'm very happy with the 1-1 because really Liverpool should have gone on and win the tie last night.
When you see this is the big one, Alan. Yeah. Goal attempts, 19 for Liverpool, 2 for Chelsea, one of which was the penalty.
And I will imagine that most of the stats in Liverpool's favour come in the second half. Because I think the first half, Chelsea done a number on Liverpool. They dominated it. They forced Liverpool into passing backward and square. They couldn't really get out of their half. But in the second half, I think Liverpool decided to get on the front foot and took the game to Chelsea. And it was a complete turnaround in the second half.
That first half was, I mean, the penalty was a big turning point for Chelsea. Is it one of the difficulties of having Emre Can as a centre half effectively playing in the?
You could say that, but if you look it up, I was a bit critical of him watching it last night. But I'm looking at it, I think it's great skill by Fabregas there, and Hazard knows what he's doing. Once you cut across someone in the box and you feel someone, you're going to go down. But it's definitely a penalty. Great skill by Fabregas. It's another assist, you know, and he slips in Hazard here, and he can't really get out of the way. You can't get out of the way there.
I don't think that Chan gave the referee any other option than give the penalty. The way he came across him, and Hazard see it coming, and he's so difficult. He's low centre of gravity that I don't think anything. It couldn't be anything else but a penalty.
Yeah. So he doubled up. He's compounded his error, his first error, by making another error.
But you know, in the second half, me and Andy was talking about it off air that, you know, Chan certainly decided that he was going to get closer to Hazard, he was going to make it more difficult when he cut down his channel, and he was more aggressive about. I think Liverpool were more aggressive about their game, and that's what turned it around for him.
He couldn't get anywhere near Hazard for the penalty, obviously, which he put away pretty nicely. I think that's 12 in 14 for Hazard. Do you think at that stage Chelsea deserved to be in front?
No, I'm not sure. I thought the game was very even. Chelsea never really created anything. Liverpool had a bit of possession, but it was all in front. So when they went a goal up, I thought Liverpool would have been disappointed, naturally going to go down at home. But like I said, you can't fault their response. You know, Chelsea go 1-0 up, great penalty by Hazard, but the response by Liverpool was fantastic.
They employed a really high pressing tactic, didn't they, Chelsea? Certainly at the beginning of the match. You weren't quite sure when we were in the studio last night whether this was a tactic they would deploy.
Well, I think they decided that the three centre-halves want to play out from the back. Mignolet ain't the best when he's put under pressure with his kicking. And I think they decided, Chelsea, to go into Liverpool's half and make it very, very difficult. And most of the passing was square and backwards from Liverpool in this first half. They never really went forward. And, you know, you see the possession stats, it doesn't actually tell you how many passes went forward. Yeah. But I would imagine most of the passes in the first half went backwards and square, like this. And they never really got going, Liverpool. And to compound it, they found themselves one down. In the second half, they went into Liverpool went into Chelsea's half and started playing in their half, and a lot of the balls were then forward, and especially to the wing-backs, Moreno bombing down that left. But Chelsea, they played into Chelsea's hands last night, and you know that should be going into midfield at an earlier stage. They don't really want to go up top, but again, themselves in all sorts of bother, and it's unnecessary. What they need is a midfield player to come and get it, and get on the half turn and come out. But
so where's the problem? In the three at the back who aren't playing it the right way, in say Henderson and Lucas Leiva, who aren't playing on the half turn and coming to receive the ball and then spinning off?
I think Marino is very clever, because I think he knows the two of the centre backs are not comfortable. You know, so he's saying, okay, then push up. Yeah, because ultimately they're only going to go back, they're going to go square. It goes back to the goalkeeper. Millionaire is not very good with his feet, and then he's going to kick it in, we'll pick it up. You know, I'll touch on it there. No one in the midfield players actually got it on the half turn to get turned, to get it and play forward. And that was Liverpool's problem in the first half. Second half, they turned it around.
And if they did invariably go long, poor old Raheem Sterling was up there with John Terry and Cahill. He just got gobbled up and came back. So I think at half time, you know, sometimes when you have that 15-minute break, then the momentum can change. And Liverpool come out on the front foot and got more aggressive, got closer to Chelsea, and then started being a bit more offensive with their passing, and it worked.
When they were ahead, Chelsea, this seemed to be very much the tactic of them, not allowing, really compressing, not allowing Liverpool to get in between their lines.
I think this is Chelsea. If you watch any good Mourinho team, when he's away from home and Chelsea go a goal up, naturally they all drop back and say, okay, then we'll soak up the pressure because we believe we're good enough to do it. And that's what they did. They frustrated Liverpool. And a lot of Liverpool's pass was back square, into midfield, back to the centre halves.
And what they do there, and as well, they don't sell themselves.
No.
So there's no one making the challenge.
Yeah.
Right. So they're all, if the ball goes backwards and square, and they're all still in their shape. Yeah. No one's dived in and lost their place. So they're comfortable. Chelsea are really comfortable.
Everyone's just jockeying their position.
And there's the long ball.
Yep. And that's what Chelsea want. Chelsea say, we'll have that all day long. You've got Sterling up front. Was he 5'5", 5'6"? How many headers is he going to win?
Not many.
And the difference was in the second half, they got a lot of balls, because they was more offensive, they got a lot of balls to Sterling's feet, and he's suddenly running at defenders, which is what he wants to do. But there was no way through for him, no way through.
But I thought second half, the wing-backs really pushed on. You know, Liverpool played a lot wider, wing-backs really pushed on, and that's when you push on like that, Chelsea have to retreat, and that's when Sterling could get into his feet, Gerrard could get into his feet, slide little passes in.
I think also, you know, Mourinho, when he plays against the top four, and obviously a semi-final at Anfield, he ain't going to go there and be open and offensive. He was delighted with a draw. You know, he knows that they go back to Stamford Bridge. He's done a number on all the top teams whenever he plays them, and you know, going with two holding midfield players, Matic and Mikel, he was never going to be expansive.
No.
Two talking points about the equaliser. Secondly was Raheem Sterling. What a great effort and what a great turn. But firstly, this elbow from Skrtel on Costa.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Costa's playing it up?
Yeah, I think so. Because how would you look at it? I mean, we all know Costa's is narky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets revved up. And once he gets revved up, any little thing that goes on, he wants to get involved in. I think Skurt was basically holding his own, letting him know that he's about.
OK, appreciate the goal then.
Fantastic goal. Fantastic goal. I said to Alan, I think Cahill should have gone tight on Sterling because I think he's got the opportunity to go tight and if anything make a foul there because as we would say it's a good foul but he lets him get turned and he's backing off, pushed on his left foot, he's all saying to himself I want you to go on your left but what a super finish.
But Liverpool could never have done that in the first half because there was no way through and obviously the game opened up a bit in the second half but there was no way that they could play the ball to Sterling's feet and he could turn. It was always going backwards and square. And Andy would tell you, if you're the centre forward and you're coming short and you're going sideways and you ain't getting none of the ball, then suddenly you just think, oh, this is not going to be my night. But it all changed in that second half because Liverpool got on the front foot.
Yeah, and he split the two holding midfielders and then he ran up the centre halves. Now, this is the close-up of what you're not sure about, Andy, but, you know, these two, there's a bit of history between. Eyes on the ball, but just give him a little nudge.
Leverage in it to get himself up.
Well, the back of his head.
Well, the interesting thing was Costa, look at that, Costa was looking for him.
Yeah.
Because there must have been something going on between the two of them. But what I know of Costa, he don't mind this.
Exactly.
You know,
that's part of his game.
That's part of his game.
He'll give as good as he gets.
And he's probably come up against a centre half, and he's probably enjoyed it more.
Of course.
Than any other game because it was what he wants. He wants that sort of.
But unfortunately, on that situation, he got it twice. You know, he got it from Skirtle, and then Lucas as well. So he's all saying, "So ref, that's a foul."
Yeah. It is a foul, though, isn't it? It's a foul for you?
It was a foul. I can't see how the referee's not seen it, to be honest. But you know, because it wasn't a foul, I don't think that Costa's a sort of player that would have gone down. He wouldn't have gone down.
No.
You know, he was quite happy to stand up and say,
"Okay,
you've got what we've got to return yet."
Yeah. Liverpool, as we've been saying, plenty more chances in the second half. 19. Remember, they had all in all.
And there's that ball again.
Yeah. And the turn.
And suddenly, 3 players running the back 4.
You see that one there? I thought if Gerrard had kept going there, he's got to tap in. You know, he's unlucky there. It's a great save here by Courtois. It's a super save. Sterling making a nuisance of himself there and gets set back, and then Lallana's very unlucky.
Yeah, let's get see if we can get Raheem Sterling. This is his touch map and where he plays, and that's the role he's now playing for Liverpool. What do we see?
Loads of touches.
Well, it's very much part of it, isn't it?
Definitely, especially in the right area. You know, you can make what you want of these maps, you know, but if you're looking at Sterling, where he wants to get on the ball, where he's going to cause problems, in these areas there, these are where he wants to cause the problems, and he's done it on the left, on the right, but you want him in the middle, the centre forward. Loads of little touches in there, but the goal never moves. That's where you want him.
But I think the reason he finds himself in this position now, after half a season at Anfield, is that Ricky Lambert, if he looks at Ricky Lambert's touch, Mac, it'll probably be the width for the box, and probably coming that way. Balotelli, maybe the width for the box again and coming that way, maybe venturing into the box. But Sterling's all action, and if you're a centre half, John Terry and Gary Cahill last night had their hands full, and they knew they'd have much preferred Balotelli or Ricky Lambert up there.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Easier to come.
And it'd be interesting, you know, for the second leg, if they can get Sturridge fit for that. You know, that's another problem. Even if he's only on the bench and can come on for, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes, if it's a close game, cause you problems again.
OK, we'll leave that one behind. Gents, you can come back to your seats now as we are going to concentrate on tonight's game, which is Spurs against Sheffield United. And when we come back, we'll be hearing from that man, Nigel Clough, who has inspired this Sheffield United team to beat 5 Premier League sides in the last 12 months. Ronald Koeman's Southampton was one of his victims.
I think we have to try and keep it tight without a doubt and frustrate them. But we also have to be a threat. We can't defend for 90 minutes. So I think the fact that away goals count double in the semi-final as well is another incentive to try and get a goal. And I think if I was the Spurs manager, I'd be wanting to put the tie to bed, you know, thrashes at White Hart Lane, and then he can relax for the second leg, and we've got to try and prevent that.
Delayed kickoff at White Hart Lane this evening because the Sheffield United coach was late getting to the ground. It took them some 2.5 hours to get 5 miles from their hotel in Islington, another part of North London. It's not far, but it is a very busy part of the capital. We'll be over there very, very shortly. Alan Kirbishley and Andy Cole, a winner in 2002 with Blackburn, are with me tonight. What are we expecting of Sheffield United?
Hustle and bustle, I think. Like I said, I think when you play in the League One, you know they're going to work hard. They're going to work extremely hard. I think they work hard to close Tottenham down. Don't give Tottenham too much space to play, and try and, impact themselves on the game as a team. If you look at their cup run so far, I think that's what they've done with all the Premiership teams. Match them and try to dominate them, being very physical.
But if you can go to QPR and win 3-0, Alan.
Yeah. And I think they're relishing the competition. But one thing that came out, which was reported, when the draw for the semi-finals was made, it was made directly after the quarter-finals, wasn't it? Yeah. And it came out that when Tottenham avoided Chelsea and Liverpool, there was a big cheer that came out of their dressing room. So if I was Nigel Clough, I'd be using that now, saying, you know, obviously everybody wanted us, they've got us. You know, let's not just come here and you know, disappear. I think the way the game will pan out is that Sheffield's not going to be penned in for long periods, and it's what they do when they win the ball back. If they can keep it for longer than 4 or 5 passes, they will get out and get up the Tottenham end. If they give it back to Tottenham, it's going to be a very difficult evening.
Thankfully, Sheffield United are there and they are on the pitch, delayed as it may be. We are nearly all set. If they are within a goal, is that a good enough result to take back to Bramall Lane? I
think Nigel Clough will take that all day long. If they're within a goal, like you said, and go back to Bramall Lane, I think you're saying yourself right. It's a great result for us. We've got them at home. We fancy ourselves.
OK, we shall see this semi-final first leg. And let's hand over to our commentator tonight, who is Peter Drury.
So the teams, and one name jumps off the Tottenham team sheet at you. Emmanuel Adebayor has dealt with his various off-field issues, and after half an hour in the Premier League on Saturday, he starts a first team game for the first time since November the 2nd. Without Nabil Bentaleb, who is with Algeria, and Nasser Chadli, who's on compassionate leave, Andros Townsend and Ryan Mason are both restored to midfield. Ben Davies is given a run ahead of Danny Rose at left back. Right back Kyle Walker plays against his boyhood club, and as previously in this competition, Michel Vorm keeps goal. Sheffield United have Chris Basham back from suspension at centre-back, and Ryan Finn past fit to resume at right full-back. 17-year-old Louis Reed is preferred to Jose Baxter in midfield. Otherwise, this is the team that lost in Milton Keynes on Saturday. Goalkeeper Mark Howard is a lifelong Spurs fan. Campbell Rice, Skugel, Murphy, and quarter-final match winner and top scorer Mark McNulty have all scored goals against Premier League teams this last year or so. To which in particular the folk of Sheffield have so looked forward, as Nigel Clough, twice a League Cup winner as a player with Nottingham Forest a generation ago, shakes hands with Mauricio Pochettino, the Tottenham manager, who has made the bold decision tonight to reinstate Emmanuel Adebayor after more than 2 months out of the picture. He comes back in and he gathers the armband. Adebayor, perhaps the ultimate wild card. 2 Premier League goals early in the season, but now finally ready to contribute in a meaningful way to pursuit of further success in cup competitions. Doyle skippers Sheffield United. So nobody landed a definitive blow in last night's heavyweight bout at Anfield. Now the supposed mismatch, the romantic cup tie that somehow survives even to the semi-final stage. All logic says Spurs. In cup football, Sheffield United have spent a year or more defying logic, and they have the first free kick. So much of their success in these competitions has come from wide, and Jamie Murphy has delivered from wide on the left, but beyond McNulty, and out for the first goal kick of the game. Jamie Murphy, who scored a FA Cup third-round goal for Nigel Clough at Aston Villa last January, had a goal in the FA Cup semi-final against Hull at Wembley in April. Nigel Clough has done remarkable things with this team since taking over in October of 2013. If their league form is ordinary, to put it politely, what they do when it comes to the glamour ties is extraordinary. In goal tonight, a Spurs fan who was actually picked up from this locale by Arsenal, with whom he began his youth career. Looking long, passing through for United was young Reid. Clearance only reaches Jamal Campbell-Rice, who can make mischief here. He was absolutely outstanding against Queen's Park Rangers in the FA Cup third-round tie 2 or 3 weeks back. That's Jay McKevely, who has Premier League experience. It's a Blackburn on halfway, and one centre-half. For Spurs, Ericsson. Mason. Set this run going for Tottenham with a wonderful goal early in the competition against Nottingham Forest. Looking for Townsend. There, and here is McKevely. Having one for McNulty, who can't quite keep it alive. It'll be Kyle Walker to take the throw, the Tottenham and England right full back, who has scores and scores of family in the ground tonight. Demand for tickets from the Walker clan has been huge, because they're all Sheffield United fans, as indeed was he as a boy, and instinctively he still is. But he's had to admit that even his family wanted to lose tonight, Walker. Adebayor. When he's up, he's very up. Running into Reid, made by McKevely. Chases on for McNulty. Hardly dealt with by Dyer. Hoisted up towards Kane. Pushed away by Doyle. Slightly awkward for Davis. Kane rising once more. Mason and now Ericsson. Campbell-Rice biting back at him. Flynn staying tapped for full-back as well. Walker. Dooley. For Vertonghen. There's Flynn. He out of the side with injury and freeing Campbell-Rice. You can worry Mason here. Mason got enough on it so that Vertonghen could clear, but it wasn't a great clearance. It was an ambitious run from Flynn. Tonight at right full back, but who is instinctively offensive from that position. Often begins on the right side of midfield, on the right wing. The born Scotsman. He's 4th year with Sheffield United since coming down from Falkirk. Sheffield United's cup success this last extraordinary year has come in London. Earlier in this competition, they won at West Ham in the second round on penalties. Last year's FA Cup run included victory at Fulham in the fourth round. This season's FA Cup run has already brought them a win to QPR, and those just the standout capital games. So Pochettino has made himself very aware of the danger posed by his supposedly inferior visitors tonight. Sheffield United 45 places beneath Spurs in the pecking order, but here's McNulty. Scoogle's gone on beyond him, supported wide by Murphy. And then spooned high. Domestic cup ties this season, as well as a couple of the Europa League games, no Premier League involvement. Run away by Basham. Rice, Flynn. Adebayor looking hungry, and that's a good sign for Spurs. Eriksson for Kane, now Townsend. Bully, Townsend, Dyer, Mason, Kane, Townsend, worrying Harris, and out of the corner. To take Vertonghen and Dyer lumbering forward together with Stambouli. In by Townsend. McKeverley missed it, and Kane's first touch wasn't quite tidy enough to permit him a crack at goal. To Mason, and Reed helps to tidy up. And gets good distance on his clearance. Vertonghen away from McNulty, and he's out for a Blades throw. First real glimpse at goal for either side here, and Harry Kane in the form he's currently enjoying. You expect to get a shot away, not this time. Scored in every round so far for Spurs. Rice can't get that. What's been very interesting about the dynamic of this tie, observing I think that two legs is much more favourable to the bigger club. Rules out the potential for a one-off shock win for Sheffield United, but if United can stay in it, still be alive at the end of this 90 minutes, then Bramall Lane next week will be a very lively spot. With a great chance of progressing to Wembley. Stambouli. Has been moved down the line for Townsend. McKeverley's across. but Campbell Rice was onto that. There's a free kick by foul challenge from Ryan Mason. Referee tonight, Neil Swarbrick, who's in charge of QPR and Manchester United at the weekend, was overseeing a fabulous cup tie this time last week in the FA Cup, the West Ham Everton replay, which went to penalties. Harris. Ryan Mason was the one that really brought into the attention of the public at large and gave Pochettino a platform on which to play him. Townsend, Stambouli, Mason, Davis. Sorted it out. Adventures in League Cup semi-finals have been notable. It's their fourth this century. The last three home semi-finals in the League Cup, the last three home legs have been blessed by many, many goals. But here's a Skugel for McNulty. And McNulty running at Vertonghen. McNulty's hit. Spoons up off Davis. Chased up by Reed. Campbell Rice. Davis has a problem. Campbell Rice got in a good cross. So Townsend is calm, so that Walker can clear. McEverly. Harris. McEverly chivied by Eriksson. Last three home semi-finals in this competition have finished 5-1 against Chelsea in 2002, 5-1 against Arsenal in 2008, and 4-1 against Burnley in 2009. Finished off their opponents in the home leg. It'll be a great venue, this, under lights in knockout competition, and Spurs in those three previous semis have used it to their advantage and some. The semi-final was a bit tighter than that under George Graham in 1999. They beat Wimbledon. They're seeking a place in their fifth League Cup final since 1999. The competition has been quite kind to them, and of course the last generation. Spurs playing with the black armbands tonight. I did mention in the team news, also in the black armband, that Nasser Chadli was absent on compassionate leave. He sadly recently lost his father, and his colleagues demonstrated their sympathy in that way. Stringley. Oh, he threw up a hand there, Emmanuel Adebayor. Swarbrick's going to have to take a view on this. He wants a word with the Togolese centre-forward. He's buying himself some time and permitting himself some space. First checking on the well-being of the Sheffield United player on the receiving end. Might have a view. Swarbrick has the yellow card out. But it might have been worse. So Reed, who slapping the chops, not overly aggressive, and perhaps the conclusion that Neil Swarbrick reached, having been incidentally in an outstanding position to observe it, was probably the measured conclusion with which most would concur. Reed. Push him away from Adebayor heavily. Taken up by Stambouli. Well read by McEvely. Twisted out by Doyle. Came to Davis. Kane. Saw the diagonal. Chased it up. Conveniently for Howard. Look at this handoff by Emmanuel Adebayor. I'm sure he would argue that he was just protecting possession, regardless of which it was uncontrolled string of the arm. Worthy of the yellow card he saw, despite the apology to young Louis Reed. I'm just engaged in conversation about it. Fairly amicable. With a smile. Pretty phlegmatic individual on the touchline. Nice to have things in perspective. With the throw on by Ericsson. Read by McEvely, but he left it behind. Campbell Rice is well positioned to enable Flynn to clear. Flynn, nice from McNulty. Campbell Rice away from Davis. Let's go by Stambouli. Chased up again by Basham. He's run into trouble and the blades could be a bit short here. Ericsson. Townsend running at Harris. Harris, going over Harris, it's not a foul. Harris did nothing more than stand his ground. Murphy ran it out. Townsend at full tilt here. It's a case of interpretation. Obliged to get out of the way. Townsend might tell the referee that he was very deliberately in the way. Basham on by Scoogle. Campbell-Rice. Jamal Campbell-Rice within a whisker. He is so fleet of foot. Londoner by birth, Jamal Campbell-Rice. Lambeth boy. Scootle borderline offside. So no danger of a flag against the main aggressor here. So Campbell-Rice, who 2 or 3 weeks ago scored terrific goals in the FA Cup at QPR across town. Mischief again. He does have 4 goals in his last 4 first-team appearances. Adebayor, Townsend. And over Scoogle. And this time he does have his free kick. Legging. Was glad to go over it. Townsend, very good save by Howard. Smart flick header from Eric Dyer. And Howard reacted to it adeptly and athletically. It was precisely the contact that Dyer wanted. And Howard made good his ground. In the lead up to the corner, McNulty and Stambouli together. And Swarbrick laying down the law. In by Townsend. And away by Basham. With Murphy and beyond him. Couldn't keep it from going behind. This has to yield a corner. waiting to contribute at a dead ball situation. Very deep towards Kane, McEverley clear. Mason kept it for Spurs. Kane, sweet of foot. And bash him away. Sheffield for this game tonight. You can hear the cries of Yorkshire. And by Townsend. Should have got a little piece of it. Campbell Rice can lift it properly clear. Just threatening to impose themselves tellingly now as the game grows older. Strigel beaten to it by Eriksson. Townsend with Walker beyond him. Ambitiously wide. Sold Strigel short. Townsend had a variety of options. Seen tonight by the England manager, Roy Hodgson. For spring get Spones and they get together an absence of free dates, such as the congested nature of the English football diary these days. So we're watching here a couple of very busy clubs who, with their continuing involvement in both major cup competitions, are starting to rack up the games in hand in League One. Spurs themselves still in the FA Cup as well, and with Europa League football soon to return to these parts, also have a very, very busy diary. Turn from Reed. Mason patrolling for Spurs on the edge of their penalty area and initiating this counter. Townsend, Adebayor. Townsend. Clear by Flynn, lost by Reed. So Townsend couldn't capitalise. And now Murphy can progress. Prepared to take on Walker. Walker, you know, he's no slouch, one of the quickest players in the Premier League, Kyle Walker. Closure on the ball from Stambouli. Kane. Harris. Lucas first there. Davis. Stambouli. Pushing away from Kane. Doyle. circumvent Davis here. Campbell Rice did terrifically well to get to the byline and win Sheffield United a corner. He's labouring to stay with him. To take. Almost header out by Kane. Right again by Doyle. Reed. Flynn. Doyle. Basham. Harris. It's a Super Bowl. Campbell Rice. Safe and simple thing. Full-backs Carl Norton has disappeared to Swansea today. Former Sheffield United player. Reed overplays his pass. Very young man, 17 years old. He made his debut for Nigel Clough last April. Assists. Rice. Mason helping out his full-back, Vertonghen. United's recent form is indeed bizarre. 4 wins, just 4 wins in their last 11 matches. And of those 4, 3 were cup ties. Cleverly back to base. And against Plymouth and Southampton in this competition. QPR in the FA Cup. McNulty. Campbell Rice. Doyle. Flynn. Waved it on, he acknowledged the foul on Dyer. But Spurs playing advantage, and here is Adebayor. Lovely take. Not quite such an adept finish. There is a prime example of how his speed off the mark and languid, long-leggedness can work to Emmanuel Adebayor's advantage. Line offside, McKevely appealing desperately. Adebayor's first touch was the sort which marks him out. He's the special player he can be. His second under pressure from McKevely was less precise. Teddy Kane to Doyle. Harris. Rescue. Actually made his Sheffield United debut in their notable FA Cup fourth round win at Fulham last January. Fulham then of the Premier League. Kane. Stambouli. Townsend. Strength from Harry Kane, and a shot which deflected off the back of Joe McKevely, and behind for another Tottenham corner. Ericsson to take that corner. Really near post, Guy behind him, Vertonghen behind him, Kane behind him. Spurs to start right from the very back. Kane. Davis. Clearance. Nancy came to get it. Here's Jamal Campbell-Rice. By Davis. Out. Scored a couple of goals in the League Cup final back in 1989 against Luton Town. The curious team of Pearce and Walker and Hodge and Neil Webb, Gary Parker, of course by Mr. Clough Senior. Davis lost out here to Reed, and here's Skugel! Real fright for Tottenham. And Ben Davis might well admonish himself. Reed sharply onto the opening. Skugel had the instinctive hit, and he was within an inch or two. Davis got away with one. Skugel so nearly punished him. Pochettino looks uneasy. Why would he not? The referee is calling for immediate attention, and you can see why, to Jamie Murphy, who is losing blood as a result of that clash with Carl Walker, who I'm sure meant no harm. accident. So Sheffield United now within 5 minutes of half-time in the away leg of their semi-final. The second time they've reached a semi-final of the League Cup, the last time 2003, and they only just lost to Liverpool, which was at Anfield 12 years ago tonight. The team of Paddy Kenny and Phil Jagielka, Stuart McCall, Peter and Love, Michael Brown, all under Neil Warnock. Only in extra time of the second leg. They'd won the first leg 2-1 at Bramall Lane. And lost ultimately to a Michael Owen goal after 107 minutes of the second leg. The Liverpool team of Carragher and Gerrard and Owen and Heskey. He's had to go off to complete his patching up. Sheffield United at least in the short term. A man short. There will be presumably a couple of minutes added on at the end of the first 45 here. Look for 3 or 4 minutes up to half-time. So just have him to come back on, feeling presumably a bit dazed. Feeling presumably not too hot about the look. Eriksson, Walker. Davis. Mason, Adebayor, Mason, Davis, scratched out by Skugel. Stambouli. Townsend. Mason, full stretch by Basham. Sheffield United would be very glad to hear the half-time whistle as promptly as possible. Satisfactory to complete the first part of their plan. There's huge outsiders here. Good for Harris. He's coming at the back of Campbell Rice. Stambouli exchanging with Kane. Townsend. Eriksson, they want him to shoot. Adebayor. Space to turn. Vertonghen. Stambouli. Mason. Walker. Mason caught on it by Skugel. Stambouli goes to take it back. He does his defensive bit. Skugel helps out again as well. And the free kick is given against Sheffield United. The challenge on Stambouli as we head into 2 minutes of stoppage time. I think there probably would have been none at all were it not for that bloodied nose set up by Jamie Murphy just a couple of minutes ago. And it's been a fairly seamless half. Minutes added on for that accident. Tottenham now have this free kick. In by Townsend. Watchful. Dyer's header. It's beyond his far post. Responsible for Tottenham's two greatest threats, arguably. One which did bring a save from Howard, and another which the Sheffield United keeper was able to watch wide. Flynn up with Eriksson, back by Doyle. Stromboli. Here goes Walker. In place. Went in to dispossess him. He's penalised for his all-time challenge. Just a little in after the ball had gone. So he's going to have to lift them. Dominated to a huge extent, at least in terms of threat. Spurs have had plenty more of the ball, nothing to show for it. It's a more than satisfactory first half for the outsiders from Yorkshire, from League One, Sheffield United, who dealt with the threat principally from the set pieces aimed at Eric Dyer's head. He did bring one decent save from Mark Howard, but Jamal Campbell-Rice has made mischief from time to time down the Blades' right-hand side, and a late shot from Stefan Skugel represented a genuine fright for the Premier League team. Half-time in the first leg of the Capital One Cup semi-final at White Hart Lane. Tottenham 0, Sheffield United 0.
Yes, Nigel Clough's men, and they are young men, are doing all right so far in North London. They are holding Spurs. It is goalless at the break. The thoughts of Andrew Cole and Alan Kirbishley to come. Everything they want going according to plan so far. Does it?
Well, it'd go a long way to get them to the final if they could win it tonight. You know, make it a little bit more easy when they go to Bramall Lane.
OK, let's get back to White Hart Lane for this second 45 and rejoin Peter Drury.
United weren't apparently rattled by them. Goal remained unbreached. And the League One team, 45 places Tottenham's inferiors, are still very much in with a shout of getting to Wembley, where, of course, they played in the FA Cup in the semi-final. A remarkable semi-final against Hull in April of last year. It was played early towards Kane, and plucked out by Howard. Goals, more goals, 17 of them in all competitions this season, and one in every round of this competition against Forest, Brighton and Newcastle. All of Tottenham's domestic cup wins this year so far have been at home. It's been kind to them in that regard, though they had to give themselves a replay against Burnley. Sheffield United that they are competing so apparently successfully in this toe-to-toe contest. 19 out of the last 21 Premier League points for Spurs, since interestingly their European commitments were put away for Christmas. The start to December, but once they'd finished their Europa League games against Besiktas halfway through that month, just one defeat at Crystal Palace a week and a half ago in their last 10 games in all competitions. Team have shredded so many reputations of late, and I won't be worried about attempting to shred just one more. Over towards Scoodle, followed by Dyer, Stambouli, Townsend, Walker. Mason, Davis, Vertonghen, Kane, away from McEverley, tackle from Harris. And ball from McNulty, who can keep it from Dyer here, who has support from Murphy. Reed through the middle as well. It's Jamie Murphy for Sheffield United, faced by Walker. Murphy's prepared to take on the England fullback, and he gets a corner out of him. Poise from the 25-year-old Sheffield United Scot Jamie Murphy after a lovely take and turn from McNulty. But undisturbed by the face-to-face presence of the England fullback Carl Walker. Took a touch, looking to go past him and settled for a set piece. Reed's corner. Dyer lost it. Kane got a bit of it. Eventually it fell. It was thumped harmlessly over Ashraf Vaughan's goal. Clough engaging with his replacements behind him. Something amusing. This is the first of 3 cup ties in a row. They go to Preston North End in the 4th round of the FA Cup on Saturday. Before welcoming Spurs to Bromley Lane for the second leg of this next Wednesday. Adebayor. Here is all in Tottenham shirts must be. There's some sort of obligation surely to establish an advantage to take up to Yorkshire next week. Spurs also have a cup tie home game here on Saturday against Leicester. Forward by Eriksson, taken on by Townsend. Next to him the flag was raised. Clough's entitled to enjoy his night and enjoy the company of those around him. Gareth Crosby and Andy Garner, Chris Morgan behind him. So just the coaching staff. He's ended up in the crowd. The ball didn't go out. Walker can continue. Murphy gives him a shove. Personal contest that between Murphy and Walker. against the cold. Excellent home form. He's been beaten here. And they have a corner now. Howard couldn't keep it from going behind. Dyer has been a threat in these situations. Vertonghen joins him. Eriksson will take. Line from Christian Eriksson. Kane's up. Knocked away from him, and he's in a hurry to take the resulting set piece. Just been enough. Defending from the former Blackburn man. Stromboli. I was interested. Basham was aware. McEverly. Tapped by Emmanuel Adebayor. McEverly. Murphy. This again. By Doyle. Murphy inviting Reed into it. Mason broke it up. Davis cleared. Adebayor. Kane. Looking to slip in Townsend. Over goes McEverly. He certainly didn't catch the ball. Misjudgment, he won't be at all surprised to have his name taken. It was a rather desperate challenge, not in any sense a malicious one. He got a tiny bit of the ball. An awful lot more of Andros Townsend. Again conspiring over the dead ball. 10 minutes into the second half at White Hart Lane. Tottenham's anxious supporters attempt to lift their team. One-man wall. Eriksson plays it in low. Stretched the clearance away. Eriksson. Bashing for Doyle. Looking early for McNulty. That's not a problem for Walker. Townsend, Walker, Townsend, Eriksson, taken away by Flynn. Turning all the way back to Michel Vaughan. People who was part of the Swansea team, or squad, that reached the final of this competition a couple of years back, though Tremel was their League Cup goalkeeper that season, so he was on the sidelines. Davis. Jamal Campbell-Rice. Howard can come across and prevent the ball from going behind. Still no breakthrough for Pochettino's Tottenham. Little progress Pochettino in the cup competitions last year as Southampton manager, when out of the League Cup in the 4th round and the FA Cup in the 5th round. On both occasions, coincidentally, at Sunderland. End. Ericsson around the back, then got a shout and is able to let it go. Ericsson, whose late goals have counted so much for Spurs this season. So Soldado is a potential replacement. The number 9 is probably short of goals at the moment. Which also contains Moussa Dembele warming up, the Belgian. Also has Aaron Lennon behind him. Paulinho. Adebayor did very well to retain possession. And now to drive on with Townsend wide of him. And has picked off the danger well. And if he can't get away from Walker. Townsend. Heavily got caught in a dangerous area. Basham was there to sweep up behind him. In any case, Simon Bennett had his flag raised. Again, correctly. If they're being honest, they came out as a pair with Sheffield United. It was never going to be straightforward against a man who's become a bit of a cup conjurer, Nigel Clough. Bramall Lane next week will be absolutely bouncing, if, as now seems likely, Sheffield United are at worst in touch. Spurs with half an hour to try and give themselves an advantage. Something more, they would hope that just a slim advantage to come out to South Yorkshire with them. Murphy. Away from Stambouli, dispossessed by Dyer, and appeared to roll behind. And it is a Sheffield United corner. Stambouli and Dyer in that area really over-elaborating, inviting trouble. Vaughan didn't pick it up in time. Lou Reed to take again. Bramall Lane bouncing. Corner of White Hart Lane, which is Sheffield. They're having a great evening. Reed floats it in. Walker's header out. Wide from Skugel. And there's a throw last off Ericsson. Skugel, he wants to take him on. Did really well, Murphy. Take the ball with him beyond Stambouli. Supported their too big a club really to be in the 3rd tier of English football. Done almost as well in League One away from home as they have at Bramall Lane. 17 points away, 19 at home. They're outside of the top 6, only on goal difference, 1 goal behind Bradford City. with at least one game in hand on everyone who is above them. This is a promotion campaign, they hope, as well as just a cup campaign. They've got an awful lot on their collective plate going into the culmination of the season. Townsend and Adebayor. Was that Basham's touch last? Yes, it was. Adebayor applauds the delivery from Townsend. He worked it short with Adebayor. And an inexplicable cross. That's a no-man's land. Beginning to fidget on the Spurs bench now. Soldado's going to have a game. Dembele's going to have a game. He will do to score a goal of real consequence for Spurs after one or two horrible recent misses. Roberto Soldado. Nicely on by Townsend. Kane kept it rolling. Townsend went under the challenge of Harris. And here's a Spurs free kick. No doubt about that. They appear to want to make these changes before the free kick. Has run his race for now. Returning Togolese hands the armband to Jan Vertonghen. Surrenders his place in the 11 to Roberto Soldado. Enough reception for him. Always sympathetic to Roberto Soldado. His various trials and tribulations mirrored by anything like an adverse crowd reaction. Mason, who gives way to Moussa Dembele. Wilson's free kick. Applied as far as Skubal. Murphy. Townsend has it back. Skubal biting at his back. Townsend witted himself. 25 minutes left tonight, and then 90 on hostile territory a week from now. Generally so admirable, has been at times slightly questionable tonight. Carefully. Harris, Murphy. Doyle kept it moving for Skubal. Nolte one way, Murphy the other. Jamie Murphy hurrying Walker and winning the blades. Another corner last off Townsend. Very good game on the left flank as Jamie Murphy for Sheffield United. Basham forward, McEverley forward. Quarter of the first leg to play. the near post. 17 years old, what a work for him. That's Nigel Clough for you, despite his disappointment at that corner. A great truster in youth. No problem throwing his lads in very early. Kyle Walker here actually is the youngest man to play at Wembley ever in the colours of Sheffield United. He did so in the 2009 playoff final 6 years ago at the age of 18. Certainly not a problem for Mark Howard. Clearance from Howard. Perhaps than was ideal. Nature, they come after extra time in this competition, only after extra time. Bonus it would be for Sheffield United if they could grab one. Murphy. Kane defending well. Eriksson. Dembele alongside. As well as Soldado. Townsend. To see it bounce out for a corner, which he himself is eager to take. With Eriksson. Harry Kane. Probably had time to clear and had the good fortune that Harris was behind him. Here's Dembele, and the whistle is gone. It was all a bit harum-scarum at the back for Sheffield United. Kane's inquiring as to why the free kick was given. Piece this together. Cleverly, horrible miss hit. And Harris, I think, impeded by Soldado as he sought to put his ball through it. Living it again, remarkable record. This is Sheffield United's 8th game against Premier League opponents since the start of last calendar year, 2014. Up to now, played 7, won 4, drawn 2, of which one they actually went on to win a penalty shootout and lost just 1, which was at Wembley to Hull in the FA Cup semi-final in April. Like that in the Premier League would render Sheffield United a European contender. Translated into points, it would be 14 out of 21. There's Villa and Fulham and Hull and West Ham and Southampton and QPR. And now within 20 minutes of taking, inverted commas, a point home from White Hart Lane. Dembele. On the throw. Walker. Goalkeeper to come, and Howard obliged. his time is just about up, soon to be replaced by Paulinho, who you can just see in the picture there, preparing to come on for Spurs. That would be all three of their changes made, with still in excess of a quarter of an hour to play. Been in such good form of late. They've stalled a bit here tonight. Dyer, so close to a major final. Burdened by the expectation of extreme favouritism here. Still without the breakthrough that most anticipated they would have by now. Soldado. Eriksson. Vertonghen. Soldado. Nicked away by McEvely, who handled. Penalty for Spurs. At the expense of Jay McEvely. Going back to deal with Roberto Soldado. It rode up against his left hand, and that is clear. Neil Swarbrick gave himself a second to calculate it, but he had a very good view of it. And Andros Townsend, who scored recently from the spot in the Premier League against Chelsea, will step up for Spurs again now. Mark Howard has saved 3 penalties this season. This would be a big one to stop. Andros Townsend, at last Spurs lead. It's been a while coming. But a quarter of an hour out from the end of the first leg at White Hart Lane. Townsend with confidence has bypassed Howard. And Spurs eventually break through. Jay McEvely. There may be some who would argue he's fortunate still to be on the field, having already been booked. If the referee had chosen to show him another yellow card, if they're walking, perhaps that would have been exacting too great a punishment for an inadvertent handball of that nature. Having taken their lead, Spurs now do make their final change. Paulinho has pre-advertised, coming on in place of Stromboli. It's easy perhaps to be swamped by the romance of a cup tie like this and to suggest that Sheffield United are unfortunate to be behind. Looking at the 2 Premier League teams, we'd have to acknowledge that Spurs have been the better side and are worthy of their lead. But even so, it is hard on the League One team. Put in so much for their cause. Paulinho, Dembele. Townsend. Spurs need some here and put the tie to reasonable doubt before they go up to Yorkshire next week. Daniel's not enough to be certain. Townsend carried by Doyle. Vertonghen. for Soldado, but I think the referee's assistant was right to keep his flag down on that occasion, and equally right, if he did, to raise it for this. Sheffield United's point of view now is to ensure that they stay in the tie, don't concede a second or third before this evening is out, so that they can lean heavily on his and their home support a week from now. Pressing away Nigel Clough. So close to a clean sheet here. Brazilian's pass for Walker, he naturally follows. So much to be proud of, but now so much he would appear to regret. It's a disenchantment. Dyer at the back of McNulty. Chances are that somewhere between now and 90 minutes Sheffield United will carve themselves out some sort of an opportunity. This could be it. Murphy and Harris behind the ball. Well forward, but heavily up there. McNulty, the most advanced of those three United players, in by Harris. McNulty's was the header, and it was wide. He scored a goal for Sheffield United, Joe McKevely, since his summer arrival from Swindon. Still prowling a bit, Pochettino. Job done completely. This is how it ends. Clearance from Vaughan. For Skugel, Reed, Flynn. Rice dispossessed by Eriksson. Now here goes Kane. Soldado with him. Kane's chosen to go himself. Basham stood up strong. Sheffield United get a goal kick. Retrieval, chasing back by Chris Basham. Ripped up Campbell Rice. Basham playing his first game since being sent off at Port Vale on Boxing Day. Semi-final performances at White Hart Lane in this competition: 5-1, 5-1, 4-1. Nothing anywhere near as comprehensive here against opponents from 2 divisions beneath them. Knocked forward by Eriksson, taken on by Kane, who gave Finn a little nudge. He was offside in any case. Murphy. Doyle. United are going to effect their first change of the evening. In place of Mark McNulty up front is a live wire scouser, Jose Baxter, Bootle-born. He's on for the last 7 or 8 minutes. Of Everton, had some time at Oldham, scored a Wembley semi-final goal in the FA Cup against Hull last season. Could he be the man? An away goal that could make such a big difference in the context of the overall tie. Flynn, down by Baxter for the onrushing Skugel. Eriksson, Soldado, broken up by Doyle. Heavily. Remember this evening fondly. Even less fondly now. He's given it away to Paulinho. Kane. Paulinho rolled over. Away by Harris. Touch for Baxter. Skugel. Busy on the ball. Stephen Skugel. Baxter. Flynn. Campbell Rice ahead of him. Reed through the middle. Into the instep of Davis. Soldado, Townsend. Eriksson. Dembele. That's a good win by Campbell Rice, who can set off and go now, away from Dembele. Vertonghen backpedaling, Dyer backpedaling, Baxter in the middle, Campbell Rice with the cross, and Dyer at full stretch pokes it behind for a Sheffield United corner. This is what Campbell Rice can do, give it a bit of green grass ahead of him, and a defender to run at. I'm disappointed that his cross was so close to Vertonghen that the Belgian could steal it behind, but he has this set piece. Reed's take, out by Dembele, Skugel's going in there, Townsend clears, and now Soldado can break out at pace. Eriksson, held up by Doyle, heavily down, Skugel turning, Campbell Rice, hoisted in by Jamal Campbell Rice towards Baxter. Stretching just a little too much. So a good pass from Campbell Rice, good spot from him. Odds against for Jose Baxter. Baxter. Well, Stefan Skugel's had a really industrious, busy game for Sheffield United. And, spared the last 3.5 minutes. And is replaced by Kieran Wallace, another youngster, 19 years old. The last 9 minutes of the quarter-final win against Southampton before Christmas. Nottingham-born product of Nottingham Forest. Davis. Kane. Walker. Paulinho. Townsend. Pushed again by Harris. Putting himself very well against Andros Townsend. Eriksson. Paulinho. The angle really to put his boot through it. Minutes to go. You fancy that, although they do have the lead, it's Spurs who would be hungrier for another goal tonight. United at the outset settled for a 1-goal deficit. You never want to lose any football match. Would have been broadly content to be this close with their home leg to come. Reed. Campbell Rice. Davis has made himself half a yard here. Jamal Campbell-Rice stood at the full-back again, lifted in by Flynn. Oh, that's a really important touch from Kyle Walker, holding off Jose Baxter and aware that right over his shoulder was Jamie Murphy. Murphy would have had a very good view of goal. A minute to play, plus 3 additional minutes. As the Blades seek an equaliser on the night. Murphy's ball in. A suggestion from Basham that another corner might have accrued. Basham involved in a heavyweight contest with Vertonghen. No apparent touch from anyone. Still in it. They're still in it. A competitor like him doesn't want to lose any football match, as I say, but it's going to be some noisy night. Bramall Lane, where they talk about filling up your senses. It'll be an assault on the senses. Spurs will know they're in a big cup tie when they go up there next week. To Bramall Lane. They were beaten in the Premier League in February of 2007. So Jagielka now of Everton got the winner. Last time they went there in the League Cup, November of 1990. When Paul Gascoigne got the winner for Tottenham. Vertonghen. Couldn't take it. Dembele. Townsend. Walker caught on it. And a keen read. Now Baxter. Walker leading to atone. Baxter supported by Murphy. And Murphy looked to shake one. Got it all wrong. Done a lot wrong. Jamie Murphy put up at full tilt to support Baxter, but his eyes lit up. His right foot didn't quite answer the call. 35,500 in White Hart Lane tonight. Seeing what looks as though it's going to be a Spurs win, but a slim enough Spurs win. Nothing's for sure in terms of progress to Wembley on the 1st of March. Murphy. 4,000 travelling back to Sheffield after this. Will have something to get their teeth into next week. Campbell Rice out by Eriksson. Welcomed in by Townsend. 2 of the 3 extra minutes have passed. Tongan. The skipper, good reason to pride. Harris. Flynn. Campbell Rice. Flynn. Again, the willing chaser for Tongan clear. Time officially up. Advantage Tottenham Hotspur, but only just. The 2 embracing coaches will meet again a week from now at Bramall Lane, Sheffield, with a place in the Wembley final still available to either. Andros Townsend dispatched a telling penalty 16 minutes from time after a handling offence by Jay McEverley. Besides which, Sheffield United were sure and confident and together at the back and repelled just about everything that Tottenham had to throw at them. That performance they can derive an awful lot of hope for the second leg 7 nights hence. But Spurs do have the advantage. That will cause them uplift ahead of their tricky journey north. The final score in the first leg of the Capital One Cup semi-final at White Hart Lane: Tottenham Hotspur 1, Sheffield United 0.
All of his goals this season have come from the penalty spots, and that is the difference between Tottenham and Sheffield United this evening. But they will have to do it all over again next week. They will do it on Wednesday, and they take a slender lead. Spurs 2, Bramall Lane. We will be there for that. And on the previous night, we'll be at Stamford Bridge for Chelsea against Liverpool, which stands at 1 apiece after the first leg. So just the penalty in the second half gives Spurs the edge.